Now, I will wax loquacious and poetic, but not altogether too long, regarding our theme. Accelerate change together. Together we can. My message will be a lyrical expression, a send-off, if you will, that will hopefully add a bit more kindling to your already burning flame. I'll send you off with what I am known best for: sass, pizzazz, flavor, sprinkled with creativity and wit to inspire our collective call to action. To accelerate change together is a vital response to answer the generation of educators, leaders, trailblazers, and seekers, as in those seeking to serve the most underserved students in our schools, in our communities, in our region, and in our everything is bigger in Texas state and in this nation. To accelerate change together requires a focus on persistence, which is just another way of saying a portraiture of resilience. Ah, yes, because if there is anything that we have learned from this year's past, painful and even deadly lesson, it is that we are hardwired for connection. And when we have the collective will, we can pivot from surviving to thriving through creativity, ingenuity, centering students and their families and educating them all, even within a conundrum of perplexity, which is simply making peace with our complexity, as in our diverse community. Yes, I did say our diverse community, as in all of us, as in accelerating this thing called change together, because equity is so much better when we are serving, loving, and uplifting 1.1 million students strong, combining our forces towards a common good, seeking to improve student outcomes across every demographic throughout this region, from cradle to career, informing and transforming our work for this upcoming year. Now, there is a reason that it is necessary for us to accelerate change together as one great big old Texas-sized family, because family is the condition of our diverse and collective humanity, because whatever remotely impacts some of us will eventually impact all of us up close and in person, as in it is to our mutual benefit to build the strongest educational pipeline in the country, though it may not be some people's propensity. But you better believe it is the key that will drive regional, state, and national economic prosperity. Some of us just haven't quite wrapped our minds around this revolutionary and metaphysical reality. Keep in mind, we must stay focused on continued growth and collaboration across the P16 pipeline, as in ES, MS, HS, and PS, postscript, post-secondary. The road to this actualization is strength-based. Just say no to deficit thinking. Thank you, Doctors Valencia and Menchaca, because we cannot afford to let the resolve of our motivation start sinking. You see, this here summit is not just another conference per se, not just another amalgam of random ideas being upheld in yet another virtual space of our convening. It is not just another day of arbitrary speakers, random presenters, indiscriminate information, and just the checkbox, if you will, to advance your professional elevation, as in, those CEUs we are all required to get. The blueprint is the plan, the schematic, the layout, the architectural framework, as in a design of measurable objectives grounded in targets of opportunity to achieve parity, fairness, justice, and equity, educational, that is, diminishing gratuitous yields based on accountability for all student success across class, creed, race, gender, religion, culture, gender identity, sexual orientation, immigration status, socioeconomics, and the full spectrum of abilities within all of our communities. And I do mean all of our communities. You see, we are now living within the crescendo of the inevitability of the moment of our collective possibility. So it is time to accelerate change, driving regional systems that change education and therefore lives, and therefore families, and therefore communities, and therefore our nation by outcomes. Equitable systems produce what? You already know. Equitable outcomes through the codification of our collective responsibility to ensure that Texas education will be student-centered, student-driven, and students first in perpetuity. And in case nobody told you, you are essential to the sustainability of the long-term ecological possibility of a new kind of multiplicity to ensure the imperishability of achieving lasting systemic change through proven pathways to achieve sustained impact, no matter where you start from or how creative your methods are that you engage. You see, it is our collective calling to accelerate change together and continue to upgrade, as Beyonce would say, upgrade us as in the US educational systems, because we are now educating the largest, most diverse generation in US history, as in compounded identities making up 1/3 of the total United States population and in all of their intersectionalities. Not only are our students the most diverse, equality, justice-loving folks in a whole generation, but they must have the post-secondary readiness to go with it so they can assume their stations and make sure we have our pensions. See, we have gathered here today in a kind of holy matrimony between data collection and our region's education to press against whatever forces exist outside of us and within us that are conspiring against our children's promise of liberty, justice, and education for all, because we have within us the innate power to accelerate change, but only together. Together we can discover and bring to fruition the hidden seeds that are actually and in fact our children's birthright, and their birthright will ignite the collective inspiration to match our dreams and their imaginations of our new world's iteration of resources and splendor, giving birth to a new kind of us, as in a whole generation of diverse progenies coming together to advance the cumulative inherited ability to transfigure this nation through our systems of education, nudging us out of our cocoon into what is necessary, essential, obligatory for metamorphosis and communal joy, to transpire by the struggles and possibilities of what it would truly mean to move beyond the educational survival complex and into the rebellious and soaring spirit of creativity, ingenuity, imagination, and the student's birthright to thrive. Are the substance of things hoped for with some evidence of things that must be seen now, y'all. You know, as in the equitable outcomes and policies I keep bringing up for the intersectional, intergenerational, transracial, queer coalition of our students, because this moment is our sacred space, not our safe space, but sacred. To be real, as in for real, y'all revolutionaries, joyful to have the responsibility to play our parts in this iteration of the movement to liberate the future of our education system for our children. And I do mean all of our children, y'all. Asante Sana. Thank you very much.